Welcome to Upari Gaming. This time it's time to recruit first companion, which was introduced on Blackwood chapter. That's a new system. So I'm here near Creeps Grown Hollow, and Bastian Hallix is the first companion which I'm gonna unlock.
I don't know which of the 8 divines sent you this way, but I'm glad to see you. The name's Bastian. Be on your guard, friend. I was accosted by a dark elf. She went into the cave hours ago, but she might return at any moment.
What dark elf? What cave?
The dark elf Tanare Vels. She's a traveler I met along the road. The cave is Deep Scorn Hollow. The entrance is over by the dock. I'm here to retrieve a fellow named Quistley Silvel. His family sent me to find him. I think he's in trouble.
What do you want from me?
Untie me, please. The Silvels will pay well if you help me get Quistley out of whatever trouble he's in. And I could use someone to watch my back. Interested? Oh, and check the shack. I think Tanare dropped something during our struggle.
I'll see if the dark elf left any clues behind, and I help you rescue Quinsley.
Oh, thank you.
I guess it
Look around, would
means
you? I'd like to examine
yes.
whatever my attacker dropped. Did you find something? Here, a letter. I knew I saw something fall out of Tanare's satchel when she ambushed me. Why? This is a contract. Tanare Vels is bringing Quistley in to pay debts in Leowen.
You and Tanare Wells are after same quarry.
Damn it. I guess that explains why Tanare knocked me out and tied me up. Of course, that idiot Quistley would gamble away more than he had in his coin purse. He's done it before. Usually begs his parents for help, though.
Tanare's got a head start on you.
I ought to just let the Dark Elf have him, but it would be dishonorable. We better see if we can catch up to her. I'd like to leave her tied up and empty-handed when I drag Quistley out of here by his arrogant nose.
Did you tell her you were going to Deepscrown Hollow?
Probably? Yes, I did. We were just idly talking on the road. It never occurred to me that someone else might be looking for that petulant brat. It's not the first time I've been asked to get Quistley out of trouble.
You don't sound very fond of Quinsley.
I should try to hide it better, I suppose. We were raised together, more or less. Except he was the firstborn of a wealthy family, and I was the foundling they took in. Something which Quistley never quite let me forget.
Have you been looking after Quinsley all along?
Well, it's the right thing to do. I mean, Silvels gave me shelter, educated me alongside Quistley, even hired a tutor for me when I showed some magical aptitude. I owe them. And if looking out for Quistley is how I pay them back, so be it.
Did Tanare react when you mentioned your task?
No, not that I noticed. She said to keep an eye out for smugglers along the coast, and departed soon after. She likely just hung back and followed me the rest of the way. Foolish of me. I should have been more alert.
How often you work for the Civiles?
All the time. House Silvel has interests in a dozen cities.
Oh,
I travel all
Silvel.
over Tamriel, looking after their business. I'm a mage by training, but I spend my days dealing with contracts and cargoes. And chasing after Quistley.
If you don't like your work, why do you do it?
The Silvels fostered me from the time I was small, seeing to my education and giving me a place in their home. As I grew older, Lord Silvel employed me in the family business. what I want to do isn't important. I have an obligation.
Let's go find Quisley.
This is different for Quisley. He's not one for any sort of rough living, other than maybe going to gambling dens and taverns in the seedier parts of town.
Did you tell her why you were going to deep... I think I already chose this.
Probably? Yes, I did.
Okay. Let's get in.
Maybe there's more to this place than meets the eye. First time I've had to look for Quisley in such a rustic location. Not his usual style.
Here. You're slow, Bastian.
Looks like the ruin just sunk into the ground here.
Apparently this place was on Oblivion too, but I have to say I don't remember this place. Not even close.
Help! Help! Somebody!
Keep your voice down. Those lunatics will hear you.
Look! They have captives!
Psst, over here. Let me out before I would not.
Let me
linger
out
here.
too! There's a
Flee
cult
if
of
you
Sithis in
value
these
your
caves!
life.
They sacrifice. Thank you. We've been here for days. You should get out of here too, stranger. These people, the Unmakers, they're crazy. I think they're preparing to sacrifice people. Why would anyone want to do such a thing?
We are looking for a Breton named Quisley Sivell. Have you seen him?
I've met no one by that name, but that doesn't mean he isn't here somewhere. The only non-cultist I've seen in days was a dark elf who sneaked by a short time ago. She motioned for us to wait and left without a word. I should go.
Wait, who are these people? Why did they take you prisoner?
They're cultists, I think. They follow someone called the Daughter of Sithis, and they talk about sacrifices to the Unmaker. I was on the road to Gideon when they grabbed me. Can I go now?
Take the passage to the south and be careful.
Before we continue, let's talk a moment. Cultists? That explains some of the decoration in here. So much for the smuggler hypothesis. I didn't expect to have to fight through a nest of cultists to extract Quisley from this mess, but so be it. What's he gotten himself mixed up in now?
Do you know anything about cities cults?
What's there to know? They worship a god of death, darkness, and primordial chaos. Nothing good can come of that. Quisley's always getting into trouble, but it usually involves love or dice. He could be in real danger this time.
I'm member of Dark Brotherhood. The Wood Elf saw Tenere Wells go through not long ago. She wants Quisley alive too.
Allowing Quisley to be dragged off to angry criminals is not much of an improvement. While Quisley might deserve it, I can't let Tenare Vales get him either. I want to try to grab one of these cultists and get some answers.
Why are you responsible for Quisley?
It's a long story. Suffice it to say, I owe his family a great debt. Quisley and I were more or less raised together. The Sylvels count on me to watch out for him, or help him if he needs it.
So you and Quisley are like brothers.
That's what the Sylvels say when they need me to help him. but he's their son. I'm just someone they raised. Forgive me if I sound ungrateful. They took me in and made sure I was clothed, educated, trained. They didn't have to do that.
How many times have you had to get Quinsley out of trouble?
I've lost count. He does as he pleases. Unfortunately, what pleases him seems to land him in hot water. Every time. This, though, how Quisly stumbled into a cult's clutches, I can only guess.
You said you owe the Silvels a debt.
I'm the son of Lord Martel Hallix, a traitor.
A traitor? I haven't heard of him.
I suppose the story's not well known outside of court circles. My father was one of High King Emmerich's most trusted advisors. But when I was only a toddler, he plotted to secretly murder Emmerich and appoint himself regent. Or so I'm told.
What happened?
He failed, of course. Others in my family were implicated in the plot. The High King stripped House Hallix of its titles and domains. My mother died of shame. I was far too young to have been a part of it, though, so the Silvels took me in.
Okay.
This is definitely not a smuggling operation. Let's corner one of these cultists. They might know what's happened to Quisly.
I'm not really with them. Don't hurt me.
You there! Stop!
You'd better not lay a finger on me. You have no idea who you're dealing with.
Xanathar, give me patience.
Don't you know who I am?
What is the meaning of this intrusion? Who are you people? What do you think you're doing here? I warn you, I am favored by the daughter of Sithis. She will avenge every injury you inflict on me.
We need information. We are looking for Quinsley Sivell.
Quisly Silvel? He belongs to Lalaeus now. She is the daughter of Sithis, and none dare defy her. Leave while you can. You're fools if you think you can save him from her.
If anything happens to Quinsley, you are not walking out of here.
No! No! Quisly is Lalaeus's consort. You'll find them in the Vein of Scorn. I think the way there is back the way you came. Or maybe ahead. He's safe for now, though. They've got someone else to sacrifice today. Please, don't hurt me.
Another sacrifice.
They caught a dark elf sneaking around. Even now, she faces the death of the Crystal Fangs in the ritual room just ahead. But Lalaeus isn't there. She and her brother are in the Vein below. Your Quisly is with them, I think.
Bastian, what do you want to do with this cultist?
I don't believe him. I think he knows more than he says he does. The daughter of Sithis? The Vein of Scorn? I don't believe it. Quisly's fallen in with death worshippers?
Is Quisly the type to join a cult?
Hardly. The only thing that interests Quisly is himself. Either these Sithis followers hid their true nature to lure him in, or he's so besotted with a woman that he doesn't realize he's in danger. Either way, I'd better get him out of here.
What about Tenere Wells?
I'm not sure I believe this sniveling cultist, but we shouldn't let anyone get sacrificed. Not even Tenare Vels. Let's split up. You keep going, in case he's telling the truth. I'll see if I can find out more about the daughter and the Fane.
I'll see you later.
Please. I know where a map of this place is. It's not far. Just, don't hit
Ooh,
me.
Helpful of you.
nice.
Break these crystals! Please, they're killing me!
Praise Vec. Thank you, stranger.
I really hope that I have
Let's
chance
talk
to kill
somewhere
this.
safer. Those idiots were going to sacrifice me to Sithis. Ugh, my skin still feels like I've got 1,000 tiny spiders biting me. That was horrible. Oh, and thank you. I don't know what someone like you was doing here, but I won't argue with Providence.
I'm helping Bastian Hallix find his foster brother.
Ah, the dutiful and not terribly clever mage. I'll bet he's angry with me. I took care not to inflict any permanent damage on him, and I fully intended to set him free just as soon as I finish here. It's business, not personal.
I freed Bastian and found your contract with Lart's tool.
Then you understand my predicament. I need Sylvel if I want Law's Tull off my back. But it's not worth getting myself killed over. Help me get out of here and I'll help you. I got to look at a map, so I think I know where you can find Sylvel.
What do you know about this place?
Not much. Law's Tull suspected that Quisley was hiding out in a smuggler's cave on the coast. I thought I'd have to check them all. Then I ran into your friend, Bastian. I knew there was something off about the smuggler story, though. It didn't fit.
You said something about a map.
I found notes left behind by some unfortunate scholar. He'd apparently come here to make a survey of the ruins. I hope he had the good sense to retreat when he found fresh evidence of occult presence. More likely, he came to a bad end.
Did you see anything about chamber called Fane of Scorn?
I did. It's all the way down at the end of this maze, naturally. The scholar's notes hinted that it's an abandoned temple, once dedicated to Sithis. Well, probably not abandoned now.
How much of the debt does Quinsley Sylvel owe this Lart's tool?
He must be in deep, if Lars Tull is willing to write off what I owe to get his claws on Quisley. Too bad for him, but it's a chance for me to get out of a bad situation. Lars Tull makes a good living from other people's mistakes. Or desperation.
How did you end up in debt for Lars' tool?
I borrowed gold against imagined winnings like every gambler ever. You ask a lot of questions. Not to be rude, but I'd really rather find Quisley and get out of here. These cultists already tried to sacrifice me once, after all.
And if I get a chance, I will kill you.
Good. I saw a rough map of this place before I got caught, so I think I know where to go. I'll keep out of your way if we run into more cultists. After that ritual, I'm in no condition for a fight. The cultists definitely go on and on about Sithis.
Okay. What?
Damn.
That was
Dead end and
interesting.
vampire in a cage. This isn't terribly helpful. There's got to be a way through.
Well, I
I
got
know what I
two.
saw on the map. Maybe the map showed a passage that I would have sworn the map I saw showed a passage here. Unless, could it be a hidden passage? I'll look around a bit. Why don't you see if the vampire knows anything?
What do you think the vampire knows?
If he's been here long enough, he must have seen cultists coming or going through any hidden passages. But be careful with him. I don't trust vampires.
The map you saw might be inaccurate.
Perhaps. But I'd rather not fight my way through half the cult to get to Quisley Sylvel. If there's a passage here, it could save us quite a lot of trouble. Get in, get what you need, then get out. That's how I prefer to do things.
I'll talk to the vampire.
Your comrade is correct. There's a hidden door. You're not part of this cult, are you? In fact, you appear to be lost. Your dark elf friend watches me with no small amount of suspicion. Perfectly understandable, but I'm not a slave to my hunger. Why are you wandering around Deepscorn Hollow anyway? The daughter of Sithis is fond of sacrificing strangers.
I'm searching for a pretor named Quisley Sylvel.
I have heard the name. The daughter of Sithis herself has him. These miserable Sithis pretenders. I can show you the passage you seek. I'll consider it payback for the way they locked me up.
That would be helpful.
They hid the switch for a secret door under that crate over there by the wall. Clever, if one is a child. I cannot believe I thought these weak-minded fools might have a genuine insight into the dark mysteries of Sithis.
Tell me more about daughter of Sithis.
Lalace is a noble from Leowen who made a game of dabbling in dark lore. As I understand it, she found this place and managed to wake a presence that had been sleeping here for ages. She surrendered to the darkness eagerly. I doubt that it cared.
What about all the societies? Socialty? I don't know how to say. Whatever, who follow her.
Fools and dilettantes bewitched by the daughter's powers. They believe she is the living embodiment of Sithis' dark will, servant of an ancient power. But the only power she serves is her own avarice and lust, like any greedy mortal.
Thank you for your help.
Huh. Surprisingly helpful.
Oh, dear.
Wait, would you do me a favor in return?
I knew it. I never grow tired of being correct.
Perhaps before you rush off, you might unlock this cell? A favor in return for my showing you the switch? Let me again assure you, I'm in control of my urges. I shall not harm you.
First tell me how you wound up in the cell?
I came here hoping the temple held answers about my condition. But the cultists discovered me as I fed upon an unwary noble from Gideon. The daughter of Sithis was intrigued, but when she realized I had not yet mastered my powers, she locked me away.
Why don't you just turn to mist?
Yes, that would be an elegant solution to my predicament. I'm afraid that I'm rather new to this state of being. I haven't figured out that trick yet.
How do I know you won't attack us?
I'm still capable of gratitude, stranger. I just want to be free of this place. I came here expecting something quite different.
Fine. I'll let you out.
Perhaps before you rush off, you might unlock this cell? A favor in...
Don't make me regret this.
Thank you. Perhaps the friend you seek might still be alive.
Hope so.
This should take us right to the cult's hidden temple. Come on! Hold up a moment before we go on. I've been thinking. I stumbled headlong into a bad situation once already. I do try to learn from my mistakes. I've been thinking. There's a good chance we won't find Quisley Sylvel alive.
What happens if you return empty-handed?
Nothing good. I wouldn't go so far as to say that it comes down to bringing Quisley in, or taking his place, but it's close. I really need to be free of Lars Tull. I barely persuaded him to give me this chance. I won't get another one.
What do you suggest then?
This may sound ghoulish, but if Quisley is dead, I'd like his signet ring. It's big, gold, and set with rubies. If I bring it back to Lars Tull, it will show that I held up my end of our bargain, and he would take it in payment of my debt.
We need to locate Queensley first. Alive or dead.
Someone's coming!
Oh, there you are. I'm afraid I wasted my time on that cultist. He knew nothing. Glad I caught up to you. Oh, you put the fear of the gods into our captive cultist. He was sobbing on the floor when I gave up and left. I did meet a surprisingly talkative vampire, though. He told me which way you went. And seriously, do not turn your back on Tenare.
What do you learn? Have you learned anything more about this cult?
Our weepy friend told me that Quisley's quite taken with this daughter of Sithis. Figures. My guess is he told her his family is wealthy, so she's keeping him alive for ransom. We'll probably find them in the shrine they call the Fane of Scorn.
Tenare knows where the Fane is, although she thinks Queensley may be have been sacrificed already.
She seems like the sort who expects the worst. I remain optimistic. I don't always get along with Quisley, but I don't want him to end up sacrificed by the cult, or turned into some crime boss's object lesson for that matter.
Someone has to pay Quisley's debt in Leowin.
Not at the cost of his life. I'll figure out something. I always do. But just in case, warn Tenare that she'd better not try anything foolish when we get Quisley. She caught me off guard once. It won't happen again.
She's standing right next to you. I think she heard you. Let's just find him first, and then we can sort it all out.
You're not even going to apologize, are you?
I'm...
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Bastian, what are you doing here?
Arise,
Go
my
away.
brother. Kill these trespassers.
I'll just... Oh dear. I'll get out of the way.
I need to grab Quisly before he runs off again. The little bastard.
How dare you? Lalise would never have hurt me. She said so.
She murders people. You were probably next.
I'm not talking to you, Bastian. Nor to that rude dark elf that just laughed at me. You spoiled everything. You and that lumbering oaf my father insists on sending to make my life miserable. And whoever that dark elf is, barging in and ruining my life. Who do you people think you are?
We saved your life. The cultists planned to sacrifice you.
Well, that's just your opinion. Everybody here treated me as a guest of honor. And Lalise, the daughter of Sithis, chose me to be her consort. She told me that she'd give me the kiss of Sithis soon. Why would you ruin this for me?
Bastian tells me your parents demand your presence.
I can't believe they sent Bastian after me again. They treat me as if I were a wayward child. I am perfectly capable of managing my own affairs. I refuse to go.
You are lucky not to be leaving this place. You are lucky to be leaving this place alive, whoever claims you.
Claim me? I am not some sack of flour to be bargained over. Oh, very well. Bastian works for me, indirectly. I'll go with him. I can write a promissory note for the Dark Elf to deliver to her thug of a boss. He's a terrible person.
I'm not sure the decision is up to you, Quinsley.
Bastian doesn't seem very fond of Quisly. I can't imagine why. We compared notes while you were talking with that simpering idiot. Bastian said he might have an idea that would solve things for both of us.
You don't want to deliver Quisly to Lars Tool.
Years ago, I lost everything trying to get my brother out of a fishy trading scheme. Lars Tull offered to help me. I'm still paying for it. It would be grand to be done with Lars Tull and to pull one over him at the same time.
That sounds risky.
If Bastian's willing to work with me, and perhaps forget about the knocked out and tied up business, I think we might have room for a compromise.
I'll speak to him and see what he's thinking.
Once we get Quisly out of here, I'm done. I've paid my debt to his family 3 times over. All right. I think I know how to sort this out. If Tenare is prepared to listen, that is, I'm willing to overlook the knock on the head to settle this.
What's your plan?
First, we need to get Quisly out of Blackwood. Tenare doesn't have anything personal against him. Well, no more than anyone else who meets him. But the criminals she'd bring Quisly to might kill him.
Will Quisly go along with that?
I'll threaten to tell his parents about this whole affair unless he cooperates and goes straight back to Daggerfall. Quisly knows that Lord Sylvel can cut him off. It's the only threat that actually scares him. He would have to earn a living.
What about Tenare?
I think we can all walk away from this. We ship Quisly home, secretly. Then we make sure that Tenare has something she can take back to Lars Tull. Thank you, friend. I think Lord Sylvel would agree that you've earned your payment.
Okay, thank you.
What do you think, Tenare? Are you willing to give it a try?
I'll need to bring Lars Tull proof of Quisly's demise.
What kind of proof would you need?
I'm clearly not dead.
If I bring Quisley's signet ring to Last Tull, he'll believe me.
That's what I was thinking. I'll tell the Sylvels that Quisley sold the ring to pay his debt.
I'm right here!
That ring should work. It might even cover most of Quisley's debt.
What? My ring? I'm not giving you a damn thing! Bastian, keep that woman away from me!
Oh yeah.
Here you go. I'll make sure Quisley understands to stay away from Blackwood.
Thank you. This should clear my account with Last Tull. And perhaps clear yours with this ingrate and his family too.
We should leave this place. I'll see Quisley on his way when he comes around.
Okay. That was quest to obtain Bastian Hallix as companion. Thanks for watching, and I catch you on next one. Bye.